evening, ladies and gentlemen, and tonight we're going to be discussing the outbreak of a new blood disorder known as the haemolytic disease of the newborn, leaving parents concerned whether they're able to conceive or not. As reported by the National Blood Bank, the disease occurs upon conception of a fetus between an Rh-positive father with an Rh-negative mother. The disease occurs due to the cross-linking between the mother's blood and the baby's blood through the placenta, where the mother's blood treats the baby's red blood cells as a foreign invader and thus causes a miscarriage or a stillbirth. Reporting live from the National Blood Bank is our live reporter, Alaa, who is going to be providing us with more information on the blood disorder. Reporting live from the National Blood Bank, we're here to meet with the manager to know more about the haemolytic disease of the newborn and know about the facilities provided by the blood bank and other services that they provide to their patients.
Hi. The Blood Fund Services in Malaysia was pioneered by a group of British Red Cross volunteers in 1955. The donors at that time consisted of only police, military, and government personnel. After 15 years of service, 5,830 units of blood and no less than 13,860 compatibility tests were performed. And in 2002, the new National Blood Centre building was built in Jalan Tun Razak, and till date it ensures a safe, clean and quality blood collection. PDN, which is also known as Pusat Darah Negara, provides expertise in the field of blood acquisition and donation, medical transfusion, serology platelets, microbial transfusion, hematology, immunohematology, production and fractionation, and also hemostasis. I was actually having a conversation with Dr. Norris Naim, who works here at the National Blood Bank, and he mentioned that some of the benefit one gets from donating blood is the joy from performing an altruistic act, which is difficult to explain physiologically because it is more of a psychological and emotional basis. Technically, what he means that you would feel good about yourself and your doing. While some studies have shown that blood donation can help one reduce excess iron in the body, it is also known that blood donation could also help stimulate the bone marrow to produce new blood cells for the body. After new red blood cells, the blood cells that are responsible for delivering oxygen to the various tissues in our body are produced by bone marrow. They enter the bloodstream and circulate in our body for 100 to 120 days before they are destroyed in the spleen. These cells will then be replaced by new ones produced in the bone marrow. So, what can you learn from the visit in general? People who visit PDN for sure need to acknowledge the criteria stated before donating blood. One must be over 18 years of age, of a reasonable weight, and be healthy, which means he or she must be properly vaccinated, free of any medication after a certain period of time, depending on what medication was consumed, have no bleeding conditions, have not suffered from mad cow's disease, or do not have a blood relative who suffered from mad cow's disease. The donor will usually be screened by a doctor before donating blood. Apart from helping others, regular blood donors also receive many benefits in return. Malaysians who donate twice in a period of 12 months are entitled to a free hepatitis B vaccine shot. Those who donate more than 50 times whole blood and 150 times apheresis are entitled to free outpatient treatment at any government hospital. Should they be admitted and warded, they will be entitled to a free first-class ward for the first 10 years and second-class ward after. Regular blood donors also enjoy free health screening every 6 months. Among the type of donation, the highly recommended one is the apheresis donation because it is more specific. Apheresis donation separates platelets and plasma from the blood while the donor is hooked up to a separating machine. The remaining blood, consisting of red blood cells, is pumped back into the donor, and this is very useful, especially for burnt victims, as it contains clotting factors. Thank you.
Haemolytic disease of the newborn is a type of blood disorder which occurs whereby the mother has an incompatibility with the blood group of the fetus. So the most common type is basically when the mom is rhesus negative and the fetus is rhesus positive. So what happens is during the first pregnancy, if ever that the baby's blood group comes into contact with the mother's blood group, which mostly occurs during delivery, then the mother will develop an antibody against the baby's D antigen. And as a result, if a second pregnancy occurs, then for the baby, the antibody that the mother developed during the first pregnancy will be passed down to the placenta to the baby, and the antibody will bind to the baby's D antigen and therefore will cause an immune reaction in the baby whereby there will be hemolysis of the red blood cell. So what are the types of services that we offer here at the blood bank? So basically our operating hours is from 7:30 a.m. until 8:30 p.m. and we are also open on weekends and some public holidays. So we take two types of donation, it's whole blood donation and also apparatus donation. So basically when the donor first comes in, they have to register and fill in the form whereby they will give information about themselves. And then the second step will be the blood screening whereby we will test for their blood type and if they have any diseases like diabetes. And then there's an interview and checkup whereby we will check the weight and height to see if they meet all the different criteria that are required. Then the next step will be the donation, and after the donation we also provide some refreshments so that people will be energized again. So after the whole process, the blood that is gained, it will undergo preliminary testing whereby firstly we will take it to the microbiology lab to be tested for harmful diseases to see if there are any viruses or any harmful pathogens inside the blood for safety purposes. And then next, the blood will be taken to the immunohematology lab to test for in-depth testing of the different blood, of the type of blood group. So then after the blood has been tested and it's found to be okay and ideal, then it will be stored in our supply unit whereby it will be transported to clinics and hospitals where it is needed. So in addition to blood donation, we also conduct other forms of activities which includes hemophilia treatment and health education about the importance of blood donation, and also we offer histocompatibility and immunogenicity. So how does our lab can help with the hemolytic disorder benefit? So basically, if a donor comes here, then they will get in-depth information about their blood type, their blood group, whereby it will enrich the chances to find out if they have the chance to conceive a baby that will have a different blood group, like from the mom and the fetus. So then they will, if ever they know that they have the chance to have a baby with different blood groups, then they will take the necessary precautions and also safety procedures to prevent the occurrence of the hemolytic. So, and also I wanted to add, what is interesting about our lab is that we are basically really passionate about our work. And all we want to do is basically to help the people. We are open on weekends, we are willing to work extra hours, and all we want is for people to donate blood. And it is, there are never enough blood donors, and all we care about is to save lives.
This brings us to the end of this news report, and as concerning as it sounds, HDN can yet still be prevented and treated. Pregnant women who feel susceptible to the disease can go to the nearest healthcare centers to have a blood test and understand more about their condition and their child's safety. For more information, you can check the links provided below or call the hotline at 00332889. Thank you once again, and see you tomorrow.